Hello everyone, welcome to Taiwan Bar. Today we're going to talk about the 228 incident. Kiddos who paid attention in school might remember it has something to do with some cigarettes and a guy called Chen Yi. But most of us only care about the day off we get, or if it's a Friday, the 3 days off we get. Yay! In 1945, the wars in the Pacific Ocean finally came to an end. The Emperor of Japan declared their unconditional surrender. Taiwan, still under Japanese rule, burst into tears because it was one of the losers. But soon after Chiang Kai-shek took over Taiwan as a representative of the Allied powers, Taiwan, now ruled by the ROC, burst into tears because it turned into one of the winners. Taiwan was so happy about returning to the motherland that it practically went bananas. But the takeover turned out to be a tragedy, like buying a MacBook and finding out that it runs on Windows 95. It was like a beauty turning into Goofy, or our invincible troops turning into toy soldiers. The 228 incident that happened later on also made Taiwanese people toss and turn in bed. Exactly what happened on this day more than 70 years ago so important that it became a national holiday? And how does it impact us today? Here we go! In 1947, an international sensation broke the internet. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about! Even though there was like no internet at the time and the event wasn't really like international, people not from Taiwan probably even haven't heard of it. Yeah, the 228 incident. The 228 incident, of course, is much more than just a few words or some name tossing. We need to discuss it from politics, economics, and culture. First, the politics. After 50 years of living like a Japanese, the Taiwanese were looking forward to ruling themselves when they returned to the ROC. But the chief executive, Mr. Chen Yi, had executive, legislative, judiciary, and military powers all by himself. It was like another governor general all over again. You want to work for the government? Well, think again, that's impossible! After Komika education, most Taiwanese people were only able to speak Taiwanese or Japanese, but unfamiliar with the Beijing dialect. So, Chen Yi took advantage of this and excluded Taiwanese people from the system. He said they had no political talent, didn't understand Mandarin, and even received Japanese enslaving education. No can do, no can do. On the other hand, peeps who came from China could easily get fixed up with any office position. Even a man who's never seen a sugarcane could be the chairman of a sugar factory. Even a man who couldn't read could teach in schools. All kinds of messed up doo-doos made law-abiding Taiwanese citizens feel that the ROC government had crossed the line. But in fact, it's not like the Taiwanese haven't already seen all kinds of jobbery and robbery and messed up popos. I mean, just reload the save file for early Japanese rule. To most citizens, a little corruption ain't a big deal as long as they had enough to eat. But they didn't! In terms of economics, the ROC government not only enhanced the government monopoly system left by the Japanese, it also took over all the public and private companies left from the period. They were in charge of everything, and when a government monopolizes a market, it's even harder for citizens to run a business. After finally getting over World War II, China was caught in another civil war. Rice from Taiwan was shipped to China for support, making it cheaper to buy Taiwanese rice in Shanghai than in Taiwan. After 1 year of the ROC takeover, the price of rice exploded to 400 times more expensive. All these disasters absolutely smashed Taiwan's economy. Exploitation of the bureaucracy and the overissuance of Taiwanese dollars resulted in inflation. So much so that everyone in Taiwan said, "We don't need ROC, dude. All we need is food." Besides the politics and economics, cultural differences worsened the conflicts between islanders and mainlanders. After 50 years of Japanese rule, Taiwan's modernized lifestyle was new to many Chinese soldiers. They would ride away unlocked bikes or borrow stuff from unlocked houses. All these barbaric actions made the Taiwanese royally pissed off. As for the Chinese troops, they just finished a bloodbath with Japan, and now they saw Taiwanese folks wearing kimonos and acting all Japanese. It was hard for them to not relate the two together. And of course, by association, they cursed the Taiwanese. Japanese slave! Japanese slave! This cultural gap created serious misunderstandings. On February 27, 1947, a cigarette became the last straw that broke the camel's back. An officer beat up a cigarette vendor who didn't even have time to run away, and the warning shot accidentally hit a bystander in the crowd. On February 28th, the crowd gathered and demanded the government to hand out the killer. However, the military police shot the crowd instead. This incident spread all over Taiwan through radio broadcast and turned a small protest that originated in Taipei into an island-wide rebellion. Hold on. Let's clarify something real quick. Speaking of this 228 incident, a lot of innocent Taiwanese sacrificed, but there are also some easily overlooked victims.
Ever since the shooting incident spread out, the situation went out of control real quick, and the public rage inflicted mainlanders from China.
Many innocent mainlanders became scapegoats. However, the chaos soon got under control. The 228 Incident Settlement Committee was also formed to try communicating in a peaceful way. Students also grouped public security service teams to maintain peace, reminding islanders to stop beating mainlanders. However, what made the 228 incident a real tragedy was not only the casualties, but also because the army still rushed to Taiwan after things had calmed down. The Chinese army landed on March 8th and began a 2-month-long armed suppression. The 228 Incident Settlement Committee was announced illegal, and members of the committee were arrested one by one. Compared to the secret executions of elites in the north, the fierce armed rebellion in the south was faced with public execution that was much more extreme. For example, artist Chen Chenbo was murdered in front of the Jiayi train station right in midday. The Taiwan garrison commander Ke Yuanfen cited, "Rather kill 99 innocent than free 1 guilty." Jeez, no wonder Death Note is so popular. Troops continued resident checks and arresting suspicious citizens, causing local people to toss and turn at night. Totally Nessendorma up in here. Writers, artists, teachers, entrepreneurs, doctors, lawyers, reporters, professors, they were all on the kick the bucket list. Therefore, after the 228 incident, there was a huge gap in Taiwanese social elites.
To Taiwanese people nowadays, this tragedy isn't just a remote incident that affected only their ancestors. Its damage continues to hurt us to this day. After the 228 incident, the rulers unilaterally defined it as a rebellion, a riot. They neglected the public's wish for reformation and instead turned into an authoritarian government to surveil public opinion. The victims' families, the indignant people, had no choice but to remain silent. In the 1980s, Taiwan caught the waves of democratic reformation, and 228 was finally not considered taboo anymore. It was made a Memorial Day, and the government apologized, but many mysteries of the incident remain unsolved. Where did the missing people go? Who exactly were the perpetrators? Today, truth investigations of the 228 incident are still ongoing. By practicing transitional justice, the Taiwanese are working hard to mend this wound. It may take decades, or more, but no one said it was easy to overcome a multifaceted trauma that involves race, culture, and values.
Alrighty, after all that talk, I'm a bit thirsty. After finishing this glass of gaoliang, we'll see you next time. Cheers!